Alright guys, today we're going to do something a little different. I'm gonna teach you guys how to get your windows in your laundromat looking like this. Well, from like this to like this. Yeah. I used to hate these things and it took me so long to figure out how to get them perfect again. So we're going to go over that today. So you're going to need a glass polisher, specifically because this compound is much more aggressive than one for a plastic or a clear coat for a car. That can be picked up at either like an automotive paint shop, or you can order like a 3M version of this on Amazon. You're gonna need some type of rotary buffer with a felt pad on it, and basically I would use water to check your progress and some towels to clean off the compound as you get it cleaner and cleaner, so that you don't waste your Windex. Water cleans it up pretty well. Alright, today we are filming outside because this process makes a mess, and last time I did it in my store I had the compound all over the floor and it's like impossible to get it off my chairs and my floor. So excuse any noise and interruptions that may come my way during the shooting of this video. Alright, let's get started. So first you want to clean up the glass so that you can verify your progress. This is a really bad one. So this is going to take a while. This is not a quick process. If you're not patient, I wouldn't even bother starting it, to be honest. Okay, first thing you want to do, take the compound, just kind of squirt it all over. Set your buffer to the slowest speed. Something with a variable trigger is going to be very helpful. Just kind of smear it around manually. I'm going to go slow so you don't fling it everywhere. This stuff's really, really aggressive, so you're gonna notice me fighting the buffer quite a bit, but that aggressiveness is what gets the job done. So you don't want too much lubrication, but you want to keep the glass relatively lubed up as well so you can keep the temperature down. Yeah, so hope you got, just eat your Wheaties that morning. As you can see, very, very aggressive. Put a decent amount of pressure. You don't have to put a whole lot, because the compound is going to start to grab after a while. Now you can run this at high speed. The box calls for between 800 and 2200 RPM. Well, the compound calls for that, but running it at 2200 RPM dries up the compound very quickly and doesn't really give it a chance to work. So I start off at around 800, but I kind of keep it in the middle, right around 1400 RPM throughout the entire process. And when I'm right towards the end, where I'm kind of using water the majority of the time, then I'll keep the speed all the way up. Alright, so once it starts to jump like that, go ahead and spray a little bit of water on it just to lube it up. And you're gonna see a lot of people saying, "Oh, keep checking the temperature of the glass. Keep checking the temperature of the glass." That's true, but once this thing starts to get really hot, you'll literally feel the heat coming off the glass. So you'll know then. I would start checking it at that point, but don't keep stopping your progress. Don't keep interrupting your progress to check the temperature of the glass. You'll be able to feel it coming off of the glass as you're buffing if it starts to get too hot. Remember, not too much water. Friction is what gets rid of the cloudiness of the glass. Alright, once it starts drying really quickly, a little bit more compound. So you can kind of see the progress of exactly what it's going to look like once you clean it off. Before you clean it off. So this is how I know to just keep adding more compound instead of cleaning it off and checking my work. This took me a little while to pick up on. This is like my 5th glass. But I can kind of tell that it's gonna need more work, so there's no reason to clean it all off and check. You'll see how clear it gets in the process of, doing the, I'm not gonna call it buffing, but the cutting. You'll see how clear it is in spots. If that makes any sense. Let me just stop talking. Alright, take it back down to 800. And when you pour some more, because it's going to splatter everywhere if you do it at a high speed. That cloudiness gets really, really kicked up on the edges of the glass. So you're going to notice me paying a lot of attention towards the edge of the glass. Once it's spread out, kick up the speed. Alright, so you'll notice I wet it and just go over it with the buffer, because if you try and wet this while it's like really, really dry and wipe it off, it's not going to go anywhere. Like it just get caked on, so you kind of have to use the buffer to break it up, or the polisher to break it up, before you try and wipe it clean. So the good thing about progress checks, it's inspiring, and one, it'll give your glass some time to cool back down. Alright, still looks like crap for the most part, but there's spurts of progress. Like I said, if you're impatient, don't even bother. This is not an easy job. But whenever I finish one of these, it makes my dryer look 5 years newer. So I cannot afford new ones yet. Alright, let's keep it going. See, this is what I mean by not having to really clean up. Let's check your progress. So you can see in spots like right over here, it's completely clear and the glass is dry. That's how I know I'm very, very close to where I need to be. So I'm gonna go over this very aggressively one more time with this until I dry this compound out. Then we're gonna do another progress check, but we should be close to the finish line. Like I said before, really, really focus on the edges, because for some reason, whatever this buildup is, which I'm gonna go over what I think it is at the end of the video, really kicks up on the edge, so it's hard to get that off. Alright, we're in a home stretch, so you're gonna see me dousing a lot, high speed. Now I'm just trying to clean up the compound while using the compound at the same time. Alright. 60 volt, 9 amp hour battery. Gone. And back for the 5 amp hour. Let's keep it going. We're almost there. I don't know if it's picking up in the camera, but there's some really, really clear spots. Looking pretty clear. We're just gonna loosen everything up with the buffer. Polisher, sorry. Yeah, this one's stubborn. I'm not sure how this is showing up on camera, but it looks a couple of times better, but it's not perfect yet. And I do not settle for anything less. So remember I was saying about those edges? Like it's very clear right around here, but it's just right around those edges. It's very hard to get there because I don't know where the pad is really making contact, and then every time you get close to this, it just kind of yanks out of your hand. But that's really, really difficult to get, but we're gonna keep focusing on that until it's perfect. Right around this area and along the edges, some fogginess. But I've been here before. This is the last step, the last round I would have to go for sure. After this, it'll come out clean. Then I'm probably gonna go grab another pad. So, back down to 800. So I'm really gonna lean into the edges on this pass, just to make sure that when I clean it up again, that's it. It's perfect. And right around this area. Dab more in this area. That edge still stubborn. Hopefully it is perfect, because my fingers and my arms are tired. The polisher is very, very hot. Make sure you guys get you a decent set of equipment, because so far this little D-Wall is holding up very well. I mean, it's chewing through the batteries, but the unit itself is still working, apparently cooling efficiently enough. I'm pushing it pretty hard at top speed for the entire duration of this. Well, not top speed, but towards the end, I run it at full speed. This thing is probably like full of compound. I don't have any more rags. But I get the access off. We're gonna do one more final cleaning with the Windex, and see what we have accomplished. minute. I'm gonna grab another rag. I'm literally wiping the compound down. Alright, now use your Windex. To reveal that your hard work is done. Now that is perfect. There's a few specks here. I'm assuming it's from like when somebody put an out of order sign on the dryer before I got here. But I can assure you that's on the outside of the glass, not the inside. It's completely clear. Alright. So, if you're just starting out in the business, you can't afford new equipment, but you're gonna make what you have look as best as you can. Get yourself a rotary polisher, not an orbiting polisher. There are differences. Polishing glass, some water, and some elbow grease, and they will come out looking just like this. Perfect. Alright, thanks for tuning in, guys. Hopefully this helps someone, and take it easy.